Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us here for the News at 5. I'm Keisha Grant.
And I'm Mike Heideck. We begin in Enfield. We have some new details about a search warrant in connection with the death of a 12-year-old girl.
NBC Connecticut's Melissa Cooney has been following this story since day one. Melissa, what can you tell us about the warrant and the case?
Yeah, well, we got our hands on that initial search warrant from March 18th. That was the day that police found 12-year-old Eve Rogers dead. Now, we also want to point out that Enfield police were here once again last night investigating. They said they were doing a search. That makes 2 times in 1 week. A sparkle journal, pills, a phone, and swabbings from the wall. Those are just some of the 20 items police seized as described in a newly unsealed warrant from March 18th. That was the day Connecticut Major Crimes and Enfield police were at this home on Elm Street investigating the death of 12-year-old Eve Rogers. Now her stepfather, Anthony Federline, is charged with sexual assault against Rogers after DNA evidence came back. Perhaps the most notable part of this unsealed search warrant is that investigators wrote they had probable cause to believe there was evidence of murder in the house, in addition to sexual assault and risk of injury to a minor. It's important to note Federline has not been charged with murder and was not charged with murder when he was arrested on April 2nd.
Details in the arrest warrant were different than the details in the search warrant simply because of the fact that they had done investigation after they got the search warrant that caused them to believe their probable cause in the first case was no longer the same as the second case.
Ken Gray, a criminal justice expert at the University of New Haven who is unaffiliated with this case, explains that this is not uncommon and that charges can be added and dropped as investigations go on. It's notable that the judges are different in both warrants, too. Gray says sometimes the judge's standards of proof can vary, too.
So it really depends upon the results of things like toxicology that may change the facts as it is known at this time. It's just at the time of the arrest, there was not sufficient probable cause to warrant having murder.
We asked the Enfield police chief to provide further context to this initial search warrant. He told me, quote, "I'm not in a position to comment on the charge. Ensuring the integrity of the investigation has to remain our priority." And Enfield police are still investigating. I'm also told that the search warrants for the 2 searches that happened this week are sealed until further notice. For now, we're live in Enfield tonight. Melissa Cooney, NBC Connecticut News.